Well, let's bring in our US contributor, Michael Ware, now for a bit more on this. Michael, I feel like it's going to be a difficult manoeuvre from a PR point of view anyway, when Israel goes back to, full-scale war after the release of these hostages, which Benjamin Netanyahu says that they are going to do.
Oh, he has absolutely vowed to renew the combat. And he says Israel's mission to absolutely obliterate Hamas, from its fighters on the ground to its leaders, remains Israel's strategic goal. At the same time, they're still trying to get these hostages out. There's about 130 still in there. And the truce, as it stands right now, the seventh day ends at Friday, 7 a.m. local time. So from this point on, we're now entering an excruciating period of fragility. The truce can continue as long as Hamas can keep producing 10 hostages a day, and hostages that the Israelis agree should be on the list and should be released. One of the biggest problems, though, is Hamas has almost run out of women and children to release. So that means that what they have left now are mostly men, young men and older men, and dozens of Israeli soldiers. So I can tell you now, the price per hostage, which right now is one hostage for 3 Palestinian prisoners in Israeli jails, is about to go up. But that said, both sides have indicated they're willing to go back to the so-called marketplace and renegotiate again. But we are now on a day-by-day basis.
So just elaborate then for our audience then, Michael, and just to bring you back there on that deadline. So that's about 8 hours away. So roughly for our audience here, that's about 4 o'clock this afternoon Eastern, folks. But I digress. Why would the price go up? It's just the value of soldiers, of Israeli soldiers.
Yeah, Israeli soldiers and men. There are still a lot of innocent males, men, who are being held, grandfathers, fathers, some fathers who've seen their wives and children released, and they're still in captivity. But Hamas is going to demand more for those. And once we get down to that last core group, that third tier of dozens of soldiers, I can guarantee you the price for every one of them is going to skyrocket. Now, Israel is used to this.
You make a good point.
Israel is used to this.
Sorry, Michael,
Yeah, Israel is used to this. I mean, if you remember from the war in Lebanon in 2006, they released 1,000 Palestinian prisoners for the return of one soldier.
Yeah, that's the point I was going to make.
Hamas is now going to start demanding the release not just of women and teenagers in Israeli jails, it's going to start demanding the release of its fighters and its leadership, which has been imprisoned. So we're about to get into frightfully difficult terrain in terms of the negotiations, and the war will resume.
Yeah, no, that was Gilad Shalit. That was part of that prisoner exchange, 1 for 1,000. And there are about 7,000 to 8,000 Palestinian prisoners in total. So they're going to want to bring that way back. But they don't want to run out of chips too quickly, do they, Michael? Because they want to try and extend this truce, really, don't they, as far as they can?
Well, they want to extend the truce because they're rearming, regrouping.
Yeah.
And their military wing, the Qassam Brigades, notified all its fighters today to remain on high combat readiness. Both sides are poised and ready to go at it again. Yeah. But there's also an incentive for them to hang on to these hostages no matter the price, because those hostages are the best protection or the best defense they have against the full might of the Israeli Defense Force.
Yep. Good points, as always. Michael Ware, good to chat. We'll chat to you again soon.